Well, yeah, we wanted to come out and talk about it because we're really proud of it and we worked really hard on it, and we wanted to, everything was all set up, so we said, well, let's just do it, and then if they call a strike, we'll go home.
And that's just what Matt Damon and the rest of the Oppenheimer cast did tonight. When it seemed inevitable that the Screen Actors Guild would be going on strike today, Universal Pictures decided to move up the UK premiere of the film by an hour to 5 p.m. local time just to avoid the possible scenario that actors like Florence Pugh would be crossing a picket line if they chose to still come to the already set up red carpet.
Premieres aren't just for us to turn up. Premieres are for the crew, and they are also for every single person that can or can't be here to see that their work is being acknowledged and praised. It's a huge deal for me to be here. It's also a huge deal for me to be in lockstep with all of my peers in my guild and every other guild that matters. Both can matter at the same time.
At the photo call yesterday, Matt explained why it was unbelievably important for SAG to take a stand now.
We had to protect the people who are kind of on the margins, and $26,000 a year is what you have to make to get your health insurance, and there are a lot of people who residual payments are what carry them across that threshold, and if those residual payments dry up, so does their health care, and that's absolutely unacceptable. We can't have that, so we got to figure out something that is fair.
But a deal wasn't struck today, so SAG President Fran Drescher announced a strike at 12:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
It's a very serious thing that impacts thousands, if not millions of people all across this country and around the world.
But nobody wants a work stoppage. It's painful for every other guild, really painful for IATSE and all of our brothers and sisters there. Nobody wants that, but we gotta be working under contracts that are fair.
What's happening to us is happening across all fields of labor.
In real time, it was 8:15 p.m. in London, so the screening of Oppenheimer was well underway at that point. But Matt, Florence, and the rest of the cast were already long gone. So starting the red carpet an hour earlier at 5 p.m., the actors still came and greeted fans and did some interviews, posed for a group shot, and then as Matt said, they headed home.
You see them here earlier on the red carpet. Unfortunately, they're off to break their picket signs.
Director Christopher Nolan explained to the crowd inside the theater before the screening why none of the actors, like Kenneth Branagh, were standing on stage with him.
For what we believe to be an imminent strike by SAG, joining my guild, one of my guilds, the Writers Guild, in the struggle for fair wages for working members of those unions. And we support them.
It's such a critical moment in the life of the industry, not just for actors, but for everybody else in all the waves of the industry that this will affect. So it's a crucial moment. I know people are doing their best. I hope it's resolved as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's the key thing to keep in mind. Like, this strike isn't about Matt Damon protesting his checks of millions of dollars. No. Like, that's just the names and faces of SAG members that we know. But it's really only the reality for like 0.1% of SAG members. The reality, or the life of most SAG members, is living from paycheck to no paycheck to paycheck. And now those members are getting screwed over by the studios with the changing business models because of changing viewer habits.
It's, I think, a very important time in these negotiations for both the writers and the actors to kind of set the ground rules for the future, because so much is changing so quickly.
Now you could say, why did they even bother to show up to the premiere at all? Well, in reality, it's great press for the movie, but it really is great press for the strike. Like, essentially, Matt, Florence, Kenneth, Josh are the spokespeople for the strike.
We're very much the face of the acting world in this moment right here. So we have to be, if it's going to work at all, we have to be, part of it.
Also part of it were the stars of Barbie, who were also in the UK today.
Well, everything's
Barbie star Issa Rae put it very bluntly on an Instagram story after Fran Drescher's announcement. She showed off her London Press Day 2 outfit on Instagram with the caption, "This Barbie is now on strike." Barbie had its London premiere 24 hours before the strike.
There might be a strike tonight. Are you in support of the strike? And
Absolutely.
While Margot Robbie's publicist clearly didn't want her to answer the question from Sky News, which I'm not sure why she didn't, Margot had no problem showing her solidarity.
Would you be prepared to strike as well?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm very much in support of all the unions, and I'm a part of SAG, so I would absolutely stand by that.
Good on Margot for sticking around and giving an answer even though she's being pulled away. Like, there's no reason she shouldn't be weighing in on this. That's a terrible move by the publicist. Like, publicists usually want you to stick to, the movie, But this is a huge moment. And given Barbie's release date next Friday, a moment that Margot is on the front lines of, so she should be addressing it, just like Matt did, and Florence did, and Kenneth did, and Josh did. I'm not blaming Margot for that. She didn't give an answer. I'm blaming the publicist. If Margot just walked away, it would have looked like Margot doesn't care and doesn't want to be part of that, which is kind of how Emily Blunt came off as in her non-answer answer.
Well, I think we are in this situation and we've just got to embrace the situation that we're in, and I hope everyone gets what they want. I really do.
That's a massive disappointment of an answer. Like, I mean, Emily could have been talking about the weather there. That was such a generic answer. Yeah, if Emily wants to stay neutral, she can stay neutral, but she's not neutral in this circumstance at all. Like, this isn't some random news item she's being asked about on the red carpet because it's timely. No, she's part of this. She's a SAG member. She has a SAG award in her home. And so she wants the studios to get everything that they want, which is the current state of things, that actors and crew members get screwed over on residuals because of the shift towards streaming services and away from syndication. So Emily wants the studios to get everything that they want. And that's probably not her stance on the strike. I just wish she'd actually given her stance on it. But yeah, what's your thoughts on the Oppenheimer cast leaving their UK premiere in a high-profile demonstration of being a now striking SAG member?